I gotta wait for this to catch up. Oh, it's having issues doing that. There we go. Okay. So we'll give it a couple of minutes because I never give anybody any actual warning, and Facebook doesn't, or YouTube doesn't either. So let's put this right here so I can maybe kind of sort of see the chat. Try not to knock everything off in the process. Well, we got one person. Hopefully in a few minutes, other people will come in. I hate getting the news started and then everybody comes in and I feel like I have to repeat it. But yeah. I actually thought I had set the thing to give people more warning. I thought I set it for like 30 minutes and apparently it was like half of that. And I was like, oh, whoops. My bad. Yeah, whatever. Apparently I messed up, so this background you're seeing does not match the background that's going to show the news articles and shit. So I fucked that one up again. My bad. Like, I need an assistant. I need adult supervision. That's pretty much the truth of it. So, okay, 2 people watching, but nobody has said hi yet, so okay. But hello to you all the same. Yeah, I guess we can start with the news. So, we will start with this. So, according to The Hill, Trump is planning on sending in law enforcement to help with the chance of voter fraud. I'm guessing at the polls, because I really don't, like, yeah. Yes, and U.S. Attorney, enforcement U.S. Attorney to polls in November, to prevent voter fraud. I don't know. I mean, it might be a good idea. I don't know if they can necessarily help with voter fraud, like the machines are messing up. But if there ends up being any like altercations outside and people getting into arguments at the polls, that would probably be useful. Because really, nobody should have to worry about altercations while they're trying to vote. So, wow, it is surprisingly quiet tonight or today. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh well. Anyway, so this guy who's been put in charge of the Postal Service. One of these days, I'd like to just have like one news segment that doesn't have to involve this guy, but he just he's literally in the news every day. But he says he had no idea that mailboxes and mail sorting machines were being removed. You literally were put in charge of the Postal Service. You're a shitty supervisor or whatever if you don't even know what's going on in the department you went into. Like, even if you didn't study up before you went in, like, you think you'd at least get briefed on what's going on once you're in charge? So, yeah, either you're lying or you're just shit at your job. Because, like, especially with all the news and everything going on, how did you not hear about that? Fucking weird. I don't know. The guy's had the job since June. I think you've had plenty of time to know what the hell's going on to some degree at least. But whatever. So that's his story. He's sticking to it, I guess. I was kind of hoping this guy wouldn't be a shitwad like everybody was saying he was, but he might be, or he might just be incompetent. I don't know. But I don't know how you're in charge of the Postal Service, but you don't know all this changing is going on. Fucking weird. Like, okay. Now that I need adult supervision, apparently this dude needs it more so. And of course, the semi-royal couple who always complains about being in the news is made sure they're in the news again. Hello, Optic Razor. At least you showed up. Well, some other people showed up, but they haven't said anything. So, eh. Anyway, Prince Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, volunteered with local Los Angeles charity Baby to Baby, which provides necessities for newborns. And I'm assuming people who are kind of poor. Oh, hello, Jessie. Looking hot, Kate. Well, purr. Anyway, so it's funny. The couple always complains about being in the news and having being in the public eye, and yet they absolutely go out of their way to do exactly that. It's like, oh, don't take pictures of me, even though I am doing all this public stuff. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I stumbled across another article that I thought was just fucking interesting. Snowdub! Mwah! Hey, baby. Hey, I'm on your show tonight, aren't I need to start writing this down because I had it written on the other calendar page, and then after August, I hit totally failed to write anything on the calendar. We're almost out of August now. I need an assistant. Anyway, so these fuckwits right here. This is awesome. So this bitch who was like Epstein's Heidi Fleiss. Actually, I wouldn't even insult Heidi Fleiss like that because at least her girls were legal to age, as far as I can tell. Anyway, so apparently her nephew worked at the State Department under Hillary's tenure as Secretary of State and was even involved with Libya. Boy, there is so many ways you could sort that out and come up with a theory on what's going on. But let me tell you what, if you think, Jesus Christ. So the woman who has allegedly been giving her husband girls to play with, she gave this woman's nephew a job. I don't know if this is a keep your enemies closer situation. Maybe she was hoping the nephew would get killed in Libya. I don't know. Maybe it was a bribe. I don't know. But yeah, wow. Just the fact they're that connected. I don't know how people aren't freaking out more about this. This is insanity. Why are they doing charity? Aren't they broke now? Well, you can still do fundraising and help people and volunteer at like soup kitchens and volunteer at places and hand out things. You can still do that. And when they're broke, that's royal broke, not like our kind of broke. See, when you're royal broke, you can still afford like a 6-bedroom house and a huge estate, just not necessarily the size of Buckingham Palace. You're royal broke. You can only afford like 10 cars, not 20. See what I'm saying? There's a different kind of broke when you're royal versus like me when like lucky if I have money for cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? There's a different kind of broke there. Let's see. Yep, we got a couple of more shows and we will take a break till October. That's depressing. Tropical storm is passing now near Puerto Rico, but I still have lights. It went out for a minute, but came back on. I am glad you still have power. That is good. Anyway, but yeah, I'm still dumbfounded by this. I mean, this is a skeezy ass club here, and it just needs to be burnt to the ground. It really does. Holy hell. Anyway, so speaking of just nut cases in general, there apparently was another guest at the DNC. You guys might want to hold on to your gooters for this one. A woman who was a convicted murderer implicated in a gruesome 1985 torture and killing case was featured as a criminal justice reform advocate. She squeezed the victim's testicles with a pair of pliers before she killed him. She is not really what I would call a shining example of justice reform by any means. And the fact that DNC would even have someone like this who's done something so disgusting is just amazing. It's like they want Trump to win. Or they're trying to separate the crazies from the non-crazies. I can't fucking tell. because this is what we have: a bunch of deluded celebrities, convicted killer, a crooked cop, a perverted old white guy. Like this is what they're running with. Really, really, wow, wow. There's things I wish I could say, but the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act kind of prevent me from saying a lot of the things I really want to say right now. Because this is fucking insanity. I mean, you couldn't make this shit up. Really. Anyway, I want to be royal broke. Yeah, right? I would take royal broke. Hell yeah, I would. Anyway, so this twat. I call him a twat because from what I saw, at least from a list I saw, he is one of the names not redacted and blacked out that's on Epstein's list. Because it's the only AG bar like thing we have. So it is it is alleged that he was on there. Anyway, so he is vehemently opposed to pardoning Edward Snowden. Yes, of course, because God forbid anyone should be pardoned that told the truth. Yeah, Snowden got in trouble for telling the truth on the government. Of course this fuckwit right here would be opposed to pardoning him. It makes fucking sense, doesn't it? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can have killers who use pliers on a man's testicles as at the DNC. That's totally cool. But nope. Politics will not allow the pardoning of a person who told the truth. Fuckers, all of them, absolute fuckers. And in some sad news, with a heavy heart, I have to report that Alyssa Milano is still on Twitter. I know it sounded like it was going to be something different, wasn't it? Anyway, so yeah, she's salty because, what's her name? Rose McGowan called her out for being a liar and basically hijacking the Me Too movement, which doesn't shock me overtly, really does not. Basically called her a liar. So Alyssa Milano is a lie. It was trending last night. And sarcastically, of course, she's like, let's see if we can get it trending #1. So she's like, thank you to all the nice people. Fuck off to the bad people. Hurt people, empower people, love people. That's, hurt people. Okay. Wow. All right. So are you a hurt person, Melissa? Because you're a horrible bitch. I'm sorry. Like, you can absolutely suck it, as far as I'm concerned. You're, Jesus. Dislike her thoroughly. Unfortunately, someone retweeted or commented and it came across my feed and I had to see it and I was like, son of a bitch. Like, couldn't I go a day on Twitter without having to see that woman? So it wasn't, hello. So I guess I give my nuts and advice a new meaning. No shit. Anyway, and last but not least, so the leader of Belarus says the U.S. is planning and directing protests and vows to end them fast. Yes, because there has been some hoopla going on. I don't know if it's quite as white trashy as ours, but it has been quite some hoopla going on in the streets for a while, some protests, and he feels that the U.S. may have sent some assholes to go stir shit up, which is quite possible. Honestly, I would not put it beyond us. Not us, like you and me, like we are too civilized, but the people in charge of like government shit, CIA, that's the kind of shit they do, get shit stirred up. So it's possible people are pissed and they're protesting, or literally it could have been like someone gone over there and got shit stirred up that would not have otherwise been stirred up. So he's got a good reason to suspect that we may have had something to do with it, because we probably did. It just seems like something like, America's sitting around like, there's not enough problems going on. Let's see if we can go start some shit. We're bored. So yeah, like, go get them, dude. Do what you gotta do. Handle your business is what I say. So that's pretty much the news we got. Hello, memes. How are you doing? And yeah, I get 15 minutes. Yeah. So She's an antique. Who is an antique? I may have missed something. Just cruising the internet and stuff and things. I don't know if that was a very vague Walking Dead reference or not, but I'll accept it as so. Yeah, it's so fucking bright out. I don't even mind it's hot. It's just the sun beating down on me. Can turn me into a lobster relatively quick. So I'm like, I couldn't believe it's like almost 5 o'clock already. I was like, I thought it was earlier. I was like, oh shit, I better do news really soon. Oh shit, because there's these within a certain time frame, people kind of expect it. Hey, Praise, how are you doing? Aw, thank you. Mwah. I hope you're doing good. Oh, Milano is an antique. Now, when I think antique, I think like antique furniture, antique jewelry, something of historical significance. None of which does she have, other than an example of what not to be. She is not an antique. I think she's not much older than me. I don't think. I think she's only maybe 5, 6 years older than me. I'd like to not think I'm an antique. But I would say she's obsolete, out of date, out of touch, and useless beyond words. As an example of what not to be. And that's about it. I truly dislike that woman thoroughly. I like lobsters. I'd rather not be a lobster. Say it. Gotta work on that boat. That boat was so nasty. Oh my god. Apparently, the particular ants that had decided to live in the mud that was in the back of the boat had larvae as big as them. And I was like, oh my god. Like, you would almost think it was maggots. It was pretty bad. I was like, oh god. So I had to we don't have much of a power washer, but it's like this hose with a little wand, with hosing it out. And I had to stick it. There's like a little drain spot in case too much water gets in a boat, And I had to wiggle the stick to make sure the mud and all the nasty stuff kept coming out. It was just, oh man, it's pretty gross. No more. You are a lovely young lady. Oh. Okay, then dilapidated. I accept that. Yes, that bitch is dilapidated. There she is, running around, virtue signaling her fucking mask, crochet mask, I might add, being a total see you next Tuesday. And then she complains she's got COVID. Did you not practice what you preach? Or is what you're telling us not working? It's gotta be one of the two, I reckon, right? Yeah. Oh, hello, happy dinosaur. You're such a try not to lose my mind over this dramatic election drama. No shit, but it's hard not to. The whole thing's insane. The media is not helping. You got everybody just vehemently just attacking each other. I don't know why people can't either go to the polls or mail in ballot. Why does there got to be a fight over it? Just do it as it's always done. Just let people choose which one they want to fucking do and let them do it. Fuck, if we can have a bunch of people at Walmart, I think we can fucking line up at polls. Come on now. They only let us, even before COVID, they'd only let a certain amount of people in, especially if it's small, so people had plenty of space to vote and everything. So people would wait outside even then. So obviously they can still do it now, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, if I can go into a small store with a bunch of people, I think I can go to a fucking poll and vote. I was thinking about reactivating my voter's card. I was, but I don't know. I think since Kanye's probably not in the running anymore, because 4 states have pretty much denied him, I had to alter the shirt I wanted to make and be like, don't blame me. I wanted to vote for Kanye. That's what it's going to say. You might be like, I don't know, why are you making such a joke of the elections? Dude, this whole thing's a fucking joke. Are you kidding? So I might as well have a shirt that commemorates the humor and atrocities of this whole shit show. So, yeah. And praise, try not to watch too much news, because honestly, too much of it will make you go crazy. It's too much stimuli coming at you quick. So that's why I try to give everybody a little bit of news from different sources, just a little here and there, just so you can get a general idea of what's going on without too much, because fuck all that shit. Anyway, but yeah, we're 20 minutes in, so I could probably end the broadcast. I probably should do a regular live stream. I haven't done that in quite some time. At least it seems like it's been quite some time. Yeah. Anywho, oh, I call Milano and her type degenerates. Man, I'm not even like degenerates compared to her. It's hard to find words for that woman. If you don't vote for Trump, you're a commie. To be fair, how about if I don't vote for anybody at all? So I've not voted since 2008. We're given the illusion of choice. I mean, so far it seems that Trump is a better pick than those crazies they're trying to shove down our throats. But I mean, honestly, like, sue me if you want, but if I had the opportunity, I would have voted for Ron Paul. I'll see you tonight in about 6 hours. Yes, don't forget to send me. Do you have my number? Send me a phone call or a text or something. That doesn't help anyone. Same difference. No, I'm not adding to the DNC. And besides, who's to say they won't take my vote and change it to a DNC vote anyway? So I don't really want to participate in that. And my voter's card is not active, so they can't use my name for it. The whole thing's a shit show. I mean, I complain about the shit show, and I don't want to. I mean, I don't know how I feel if I participate in it. I dislike everybody, just some more than others. That's not how any of this works. It's math. Is it too late to even get my voter's registration card activated? I don't know. I feel like this is my way of protesting how the whole system is. I mean, it's a weird one, but you either vote for this, you vote for that, or you don't vote. It's really not. It's not a lot of options. I mean, shit. I'm still pissed that they fucking treated Tulsi Gabbard like they did. Like, they wouldn't even let her go to the DNC. They didn't invite her, didn't let her talk, even though she's got delegates. She's totally qualified. Like, she would have been so much better pick for the DNC. She really would have. She at least doesn't seem crazy. And that's what they need. Someone who doesn't seem nuts. That's why we all need someone who doesn't seem nuts. But they kicked out a woman of color that would have made their party look so much better. Articles of Unity may try to recruit Tulsi and Dan Crenshaw. Oh, yes. Dan Crenshaw would be a good pick. Either of those two would be fantastic. Yeah, put them together. That would be great. I didn't even know who Dan Crenshaw was till he was on Saturday Night Live, and that was fucking fantastic. That was some of the funniest shit I have seen. And that's saying a lot. Saturday Night Live has not been funny in over 20 years. So this was good shit. It was great. That was a really great introduction into knowing who he was. So, yes, I think that would be memes. I think you're totally on to something. That I would vote the fuck out of that. I would encourage my family to vote for that. Yes. Oh, yeah. He was on with Brett Weinstein earlier this week. I do not know who that is, to be honest. Oh, hello, Bone. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Choosing not to vote is choosing ignorance. It's not. Ignorance is a lack of knowledge. I understand these people are all crazy and all corrupt, or at least most of them. I just have to. The argument is to pick the least corrupt, but I'm still picking something that's not good. It's just the lesser of evils. So, yeah, obviously, I would vote the way you think I would if I activated my card. I just. Ah. I don't know. I thought Bush was a good choice, and I voted for him and realized I was wrong. I don't know. I feel like I might end up regretting it if I voted for Trump. So, you're sitting on the fence while Rome burns. True. This country, unless something really serious is done, is going to burn anyway. I think we're just trying to choose how it burns. And I hate the idea of being a part of that at all. See about activating my fucking voter's card. Yeah. You know that hair sniffer is not getting my fucking vote. You know that. Or that crooked cop, prosecutor woman. Definitely not getting my vote. Just looking at the people they picked to be in the DNC, there's no way I'd vote for that. Not a chance. So, yeah. I suppose Rome is burning. Maybe at least slow the burn a little bit. Alright, fine. If good people don't speak up, it's when we fail. Alright. Go get the stupid thing reactivated. Do I ever do a tag agency for that? I think you do. Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's Saturday at 5 o'clock. So, alright, Monday I'll go to a tag agency and I can go get that reactivated. Fine. So, yeah. And besides, I do speak up. I'm just not sure our votes matter. In fact, a lot of the issues they're having with the votes right now is mail-in ballots are getting scrapped and disappearing. One of the towns in Jersey, the judge is saying they have to do it all over again because, like, I think it was either 20% or like 20,000. It was something with a 20 in it, I think. Fucking, they got scrapped or lost. It was weird, and so like judge is making them redo the fucking election ballots again, and so I'm like. Okay, I think I'll do it in person. I'm not scared to. So I don't like my voting place because in 2008 when I went there, and I know you're gonna tell me I should have filed a complaint, but back then I didn't quite understand that, and it's not like I could prove it because I didn't have like anything recording. But I went in there and there was like a few people ahead of me. My parents were with me as well, like they were voting as well. And it was the first time we'd actually gone and voted together. And the guy walks up to the desk where this guy has got like this book and you're supposed to sign in, that you arrived and that you're qualified to vote and all that shit. And he goes, you're here to vote for Obama, are you? And he's like, yeah, man. And I'm like, and I look back at my dad and I whisper, I'm like, are they supposed to encourage that? And he's like, no, they're not supposed to encourage that. It was weird. They didn't say that to us, but they say that to the people in front of us. I guess they knew each other or whatever, but still, it seemed really unprofessional. So I really don't like my voting place, but as far as I know where I live, that is my designated voting place. So yeah. So I'm half tempted that if I do go vote, I will have like my backpack. I have this like little miniature backpack with a little hole in the netting, and I put my camera in it so it can like record things that are happening in front of me, at least at this level. So if they do that, I suppose I can put it on my YouTube if it's seen. But yeah, good. Root communism out of this country. Yeah, I'm fairly libertarian, but there are some things that are just kind of a cancer. That's another thing I'm tired of the media dividing us by race and gender. I'm in Baltimore. There's no racism, just poverty from growing up in a democratic state. It's not one problem, it's another. Sometimes it's both. But yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll go. You can do it. I tried doing it online, weirdly enough. Wait, somebody tried to say, pull your head out of your ass and vote Trump. Oh, well, let's say, like, oh. I mean, I guess if I can tell you who I'm not voting for, I guess you can encourage people to vote. I mean, hell, they have celebrities on there fucking do it. Did you see Billie Eilish? Did you see that video? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't know her. I got no personal issues with her. But like, and they're making fun of her hair being like black and green, and I'm like, dude, I've had my hair multiple colors. That don't mean shit. I hate when people do physical attacks. But dude, she looked half sedated, and she was talking about uh, saving this country, and our life depends on voting Democrat and this and that. And I'm just like, this girl's like maybe 18, 19. I'm like, you just have no clue. The girl looked pilled out. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but she looked half sedated when she was talking about this. I'm like, sadly, that was probably one of the more appealing parts of the DMC was her speaking, considering the rest of them. That was pretty bad. I don't care who you vote for, just let your voice be heard. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, I guess Monday I'll go see about it because I tried on the website. Oh, oops. Yeah, I covered that yesterday because he was making insults about the current president, which I mean, technically a freedom of speech and all, but it seemed like a lot of rock throwing for people who live in glass houses. So I had popped up on the screen one of the news reports where in Obama's administration they had done a weapons drop to the Islamic State by accident. I knew at least 2 or 3 times that had happened. That was just the only article I could find on it. And about Benghazi, I'm like, yeah, don't go throwing stones, bro. Like you did a lot of stupid shit happen on your watch. Like you need to just not talk shit about other presidents. You didn't do a super great job yourself. You really didn't. So, yeah. Anyway, but anywho, I suppose I will end the stream because like my news things are being like for a while there I was doing really good at keeping it under 10 minutes, and now it's just sort of like it's not happening anymore apparently. So, but yeah, I'll go get the stupid card activated. I don't know. Maybe a card's supposed to be active for a while when you try to run for office anyway. They might find it weird if it's not, but they ask, I'll explain. Because you always get asked strange questions when you run for office. So let's do that. Corrupt child peddling Hollywood. Why we fight each other. They're still quietly coming for our kids. Yeah, I do. I try not to discuss that show, Cuties, because one, oh my god, I literally just want to burn everything down. And I actually talked a little, I think, about yesterday, and like I'm amazed at the amount of pearl clutching and shock that everybody has when for the last 25 years people have been dressing their children up for toddlers and tiaras, making their children look like they're 25 when they're 6. And we're suddenly shocked this has happened. This has been a slippery path happening for a long time. And I have found I absolutely have refused to, like, I've never let my daughter be in those competitions. My daughter's 13. I still try to discourage her from wearing makeup. Thank God she doesn't want to wear hoochie clothes. Thank God. So at least that's something. Anyway, but yeah, I've never watched those stupid shows. Like, I was that one with that little chunky girl was always in those competitions. And she had that like Mama June and shit like that. Like those shows, I don't watch shows that portray kids being like overly made up and put into like competitions and shit like that. It's yeah, all of those is like the mom's inaccuracies and inadequacies. Like I guess she wasn't prom queen, so she's gonna do her damnedest to make sure her child is, so she can at least live some kind of weird vain success through her vicariously through her child or whatever and make money off of them. I'm sorry, but like we should have seen this kind of shit coming a long time ago. If this kind of shit. Oh, thank you, praise. Corrupt child peddling. Yeah, I mean it helped normalize. We're arguing and complaining now that Hollywood is trying to normalize, but we should have yelled and screamed and threw a fit about that sort of stuff 25 years ago. We should have put our foot, like, drawn the line in the sand then. I mean, now is good. I'm not saying don't do it now. Like, I'm just saying it would have helped if we had, like, shown our disdain for such trash 25 years ago. That would have helped. My mother, uh, I actually got it from my mother, and I actually used to be a little salty with my mom. I lived in New Orleans, like in the earlier part of my life, and I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but it was a movie called Angel Heart. And uh, one day a guy approached my mom because he saw me, and I was like real small at the time, and he wanted me to be in that movie. And my mom, he told my mom about what the movie was about, and she was like, "No, my daughter is not going to be in a film like that." And later on in life, she told me, and I'm like, "No, I could be fucking famous now. Are you kidding?" Now that I'm older, now I'm like, well, yeah, okay, because like one of her main issues, like with it, because like I mean, she didn't see the whole script, but they gave her a gist of it, was you know, it had a satanic undertones in the film, like because like I don't know if you've seen it, but basically, oh, I forget his name off the top of my head, but the main character apparently was dead but didn't know it or something like that, and this guy who kept following him around was actually the devil. It was a whole weird. I saw parts of the movie. It was very strange, but anyway, uh, like now that I'm older and I've years ago, I kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, seeing all this shit that's gone on in Hollywood with parents, and this is before people really understood a lot about what was going on in Hollywood with kids. Like my mom apparently knew, like she knew that, like for instance, Judy Garland was forced to smoke cigarettes to keep her weight down for for being in Wizard of Oz, and like she'd heard little stories here and there, not a lot, but she'd heard a little, and so she kind of knew that a lot of things weren't necessarily good for kids in Hollywood, and sometimes they didn't meet good ends. Bad things happened to them, and she's like, "Yeah, this is not the kind of movie my daughter's going to be in. No, she's not participating in this." And then and it's not much different with the toddlers and tiaras bit. Like you're putting your kid, you're making them eye candy, which children shouldn't be eye candy anyway, but you're really encouraging eye candy for grown-ups when you do this. And so I see what my mother was talking about to some degree. Like hers was more on a religious level, but it's still like if she hadn't like been like, fuck no, my daughter's not gonna be in that garbage. There's no telling. I might have been a victim just like, some of the other people who were like child actors. It's quite possible. I mean, my parents would have fucking straight up shot the motherfuckers if they'd done it. Like, yeah. My parents didn't play. Tell you right now, they didn't get dazzled easy by jack shit. I'll tell you that straight up. Like they were hard nosed about some things, and that would be one of them. So yeah, I never have my daughter participate in that. Like, and if now at 13, if she wanted to participate, and I would encourage her to not dress like a hoe, and I minimal makeup. Like I can understand like want to make sure your skin tone's nice and even. I can understand that, but other than that, I would not encourage strong makeup at all. I'd actually quite discourage it because you're 13. You're not supposed to look 25. You're not. And I don't want my daughter to think she's not good enough without her makeup. Because there's only going to be like one or two winners in those competitions, and they're going to be girls made up, fancy dresses, this and that. And I'd be like, you know what? Maybe you didn't win, but you know what? Those bitches have tried too hard. They didn't win either. Don't worry about it. You know? I don't know who Jenny McCurdy is, but Amanda Bynes we've heard of. Yes. Oh, hello, Draven. How are you? So, yeah. So, as my daughter's adorable. Like, I think she's adorable. She's got some sassy attitude, but I don't know where the hell she gets it from. But anyway, yeah, I don't think my daughter would tolerate if some weird person tried some shit with her. There's a chance they might get cut. like I'm not joking. My daughter might actually cut them. I don't know. She even ordered a couple of things off Wish. Like she just kind of randomly orders things off Wish. She doesn't like run them past me because there's a good chance it's not going to be anything that bad actually. And she got these things that look like playing cards, but they're made out of metal and they have sharp edges. I'm like, it's my girl. She likes the idea of having cards that you can throw and stick in a wall and stuff. And I'm like, Tell your daughter if she wants a husband, learn how to make good lasagna. She likes the idea of learning to cook. But she does not seem remotely interested in a husband or a boyfriend, really. I mean, I think she's had I think she's had. I found out she had like one boyfriend. It was only in school. They never saw each other out of school, so they're like, nothing weird happened there. But like that didn't last long because she doesn't have much patience for bullshit. And so, like, he talked to her, but like he would never like call her or communicate with her outside of school. And she's like, screw that then. And she broke up with him. She was like, if he doesn't have time for me, I don't have time for him. I'm like, that's my girl. Hell yeah. I wasn't excited about her having a boyfriend. But yeah, wow, what a sucker. Tell her to find the right guy and it's smooth sailing. Yeah, finding the right person that's where it's tricky though. Find a doctor, they're not even home. Yeah, they might be out doing something else. Yeah, that's not necessarily. No, my daughter, I'm not one of those people that are going to be encouraging my daughter, like, why aren't you married yet? Why haven't you given me grandkids? Fuck that shit. You don't need that shit. I mean, if you want it and that makes you happy, it's fine. I don't feel that I need that construct to feel complete. Like, I don't. And I've told my daughter that she wants to have kids someday. Okay, if you want to adopt, don't be afraid of the idea of adoption. There's plenty of kids out there that need a home, Making more kids when there's plenty that need a home, you can look into that, I kind of see it the same way they have puppy mills. Like, I hate that. I hate that shit. Like, there's plenty of animals that need a home. I told her don't be shy about the idea of adoption. Like, that could be a good route. And I told her, like, and don't put up with nobody's bullshit. Like, you find someone and you're happy with them, that's fine. Someday when you're like 25. Yeah, so and she's seen her sisters having like stupid teenage problems with their boyfriends, and so she's like, ugh. I'm like, yeah, see, you're not missing much. Look at this shit show. You ain't missing much. You can if you're bored and you want some drama, just watch their problems. You'll be all right. Glad you know. Indeed. But yeah, so thankfully my daughter has not shown super interest in boys. Like, if she has an interest, she keeps it very reserved, unlike her sisters. Like, don't get me wrong, I love those girls, but they act like your typical teenager. They just gotta have a boyfriend. They just gotta have a boyfriend. And my daughter just like, I think I'm gonna order cool weapons off Wish. I'm like, yes. Makes me happy. When they did a show on Pinehurst Mental Institution, there was a little boy named Johnny, and he wanted to go home to his mom, but he couldn't realize or understand that she didn't want him. Oh, jeez. Why would he be in a mental institution just because his mom didn't want him? Wouldn't you just go to like an orphanage or like something else? Like, I mean, I don't really know about that sort of thing, but that's fucking depressing. Yeah. So so I try to encourage my daughter that she does want a kid to love and take care of, that like it doesn't. He was slow. Okay. I mean, he should. I don't think that's really qualifies to put someone in a mental institution. This isn't the 50s anymore. But okay. Yikes. Yeah, I encouraged her to look into kids that need somewhere to go already. It broke my fucking heart because he knew no one cared about him. Yeah, that is depressing. I'm not gonna lie. That made me fucking sad now. Shit. But some people just aren't qualified to take care of people that are slow. I mean, I know they deserve a home as much as anyone. But I don't know. It's a tricky situation because the right parents have to adopt them. They have to be like mentally and physically capable of handling whatever may come up. And some people just aren't able to. And so, like I hope the kid gets a home or whatever, but like I can understand the mom knowing that she just isn't up to it. She just is not qualified to handle it, and probably didn't want to screw it up, so she probably tried to do whatever she thought was right. So I mean, Adoption is a blessing. I understand it's expensive. Like, I wish it wasn't. Like, I explained to my daughter it's expensive, but like, if you're like friends with someone and they're pregnant and they don't want to keep the kid, you could be like make it like a private adoption where they just sign their custody over to you, and then you can save yourself a shit ton of money. So that because you're like, oh, like $100,000 to adopt a kid. Yeah, there goes that kid's college fund. Fuck. Like, yikes. You need that money to be able to raise them, not spend it like that. Yikes. But I understand they don't want just anybody to come in and be able to just adopt a kid, but money isn't always a factor on that because you can have plenty of horrible people who have money. So you're not necessarily guaranteeing that kid's safety just because that person's like got a ton of cash. Just saying. So, but I told her that would be like, if it's private adoption, the mom just signs custody rights over to you, way easier. So I told her that was an option when the time comes. To see the depths of all human sorrow in the face of a child. Oh no, the lights went out. Get the flash. Oh, poor Racer. Oh man, I hope your power comes back on soon. Oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. Anyway, but now I'm all sad and stuff because now Jesse's got me all like, oh, because I thought our news was kind of depressing, but this is like, a little thirsty. Anywho, puppies. Trying to think of something cute to put down. Puppies, kittens, yes. Much better. Rainbows, yes. Puppies and kittens and rainbows. Oh my. Anyway, but yeah. So, all right. Well, no, I don't necessarily want to do a live stream later, like a chat stream, because I'm going to be on the Tuck and Roll show. Hopefully, excuse me, it goes better this time because last time it was not smooth by any means. Also, I need to go see if that foam. Cause I found out we have like a can. It's not enough, but to start, it's this foam stuff. It's like a foam insulation you spray, which I feel like it's like spray styrofoam basically. Like it solidifies into that. And I figured that would help with the buoyancy of the boat, and plus keep water out of the because the paneling and all the insulation's been stripped out. Like it's basically just the bones of the boat. So I was gonna go out there and attempt to see if I can spray a little of that and everything, and to more or less get started. Hopefully the can works. Like I'm trying to raise money for that, and like only like one person has contributed so far, which is better than nothing. But like I need a lot of that spray foam. It's gonna because the whole thing got gutted. It was gutted bad. I'm like, on the bright side, it being gutted bad, it was lower weight than you would have otherwise expected. Made it a little easier to pull out of the woods. If it had been fully stocked with everything it came with, I'm not entirely sure the ropes would have handled it. So, yeah, you take good or the bad. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and I've been trying to clean the mud. Oh my god, the mud had so much ants and larvae in it. It was so bad. But I'm still traumatized because the larvae looks like maggots. It was really bad. I'm just like, as I'm cleaning this out, and like in the mud, there was like this weird pair of like I guess Cookie Monster socks. It's hard to tell because it's the color of mud. But it has like the little plastic googly eyes, and I'm like, why is there kids socks in this boat? Like that's just weird. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna go deal about it's like right in the middle of the yard, so there's like no shade until the sun goes down, so I won't be out there long, but I'm gonna go test out that foam bit and see if I can get started on that to some degree. Anyway, so love y'all, and I shall talk to you later.